Good morning and welcome back. This is the Baker Farm and I'm George. Today I'm going to bring you along while I plant some zucchini. Now that may sound a bit boring, but I'm going to do it in a little different way in a little different place than most. Can't wait to show you that. But first I've got a chore to do. I've got to clean out the chicken coop. I usually like to do it about every 2 weeks, but it's taken me a few more because I have built this extension on and that took my time up. Now, if you want to see the video on that, be sure to check it out. I have a link to it in the description. And of course, this is the coop. So let me go ahead and knock that out and we'll get on to the zucchini. It's time to get started on the zucchini patch. So what we're going to do is I've got this area right here. I've had it covered now for maybe a couple of months. I had an old chicken coop here that I built with cow panels, and I've actually got a video for it. I'll link it in the description below, and I'll probably put it at the end of this one in case you want to see how to build one. It's a very affordable, it's a really nice chicken coop, although my birds outlasted it and I built them a new one. So since they had been here for a couple of years at the time, the ground under this tarp is probably some good soil, some really good soil. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a border of the bricks, the cinder blocks around it, and then we're going to use the center there for planting. But first I've got to clean it up, so let's get that done. We've got it cleaned off and about ready to go. And the tarp did a pretty good job. All of those white things there, they're a nasty invasive weed down here. They grow by the way of tubers. And they look like this. And I can't quite remember the name, but I'll put it down below here in just a second. It's Florida something, and we're in South Carolina, and once these things get in your ground, they're really hard to eradicate, and I'm not quite sure where they came from. I brought in a lot of dirt when we first moved in because we had raised this property down to basically the dirt, and I needed good dirt for my and soil and compost for my garden. And I think it hitched a ride with that stuff because I hadn't seen it around here until then. But I've had several beds get taken over from it in the winter. And I know what I'm going to do this winter to keep it from happening. And we're going to do cover crops and I'm going to tarp them. But next, we're going to hoe that stuff up and get ready to put the border on. The cinder block bricks are all laid out and ready to go. And it gives us about roughly 8 by 16 feet. So I'm going to have the equivalent of several raised beds in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything planted and then let you in on what we've got planted. Now, you're probably wondering why I put the blocks on their side. Well, if I put them with the holes up, I'd have weeds growing out of there pretty regularly. Now, there's probably a lot of things I can do to prevent that, and I just don't have the time right now to mess with it. So what I did instead was I put them on their side to kind of give me just a weed barrier from things creeping in. Now, granted, the weeds will creep through the holes, but I'm planning on just coming around it once a week or so with my weed whacker and taking care of that. So we'll see how this goes. A little bit of an experiment, but I'm trying to be as efficient with my time as possible. So let's go ahead and get to planting. We've got the seeds all planted and had a little fun with it. I wanted to fill the space, and I had some older seeds that I wanted to see if they would germinate and grow. Now I know I can do some various tests, but it's kind of late in the season, and I decided just to go for it and see what happens. So these first 2 rows are seeds of change zucchini that I picked up today, so those should do pretty well. The next 2 rows are zucchini from Burpee, and those are, I believe, from 2019, so we'll see what happens with those. After that, I've got some Genovese basil. Those are brand new, so those should do pretty well. After that, I've got a mammoth sunflower from Burpee that is also from 2019. Next off, I've got a skyscraper sunflower from Gurney's. I'm not sure how old those are. I'm guessing 2021, somewhere in that neighborhood. And then these last ones, I've got the Mongolian giant sunflower from Baker Creek, and those are also from 2021 for that grow year. So we'll see what happens, see how it works. I'll give these a light watering today. I might go deep. I'm not really sure yet. We're supposed to get some fairly heavy rain tomorrow, so I've got my fingers crossed. Now, the benefit of planting all of these together is they're all companion plants. So they should feed off of each other, should help each other grow, and hopefully in a couple of months, we've got a pretty nice spread here. So everyone have a great day, a great harvest, and I look forward to seeing you again.